We have our second back-to-back two-time winner on the Korn Ferry Tour this year, and we're on the road to French Lick. Welcome to the Road to the French Lick, show chronicling the Korn Ferry Tour. I'm Ryan Ballengee. On this week's episode, we'll catch up on the Ascendant and our latest two-time winner this year on the Korn Ferry Tour. We'll talk with Monday Q Info's Ryan French about his passion of covering the Korn Ferry Tour and tours just like it. We'll also talk to Brendan Sweeney, who's down in Orlando. We'll catch up everything that's happened on the Korn Ferry Tour and spin forward to the remainder of the season. But first, let's catch you up on what just happened at TPC Colorado, where Neal Shipley became the second consecutive two-time winner this year on the Korn Ferry Tour. They played this event at TPC Colorado in Berthoud, Colorado. It plays on the scorecard over 8,000 yards, but because of the elevation in Colorado, you knock off about 10% off. It plays more like a par 72 with a 7,200-yard golf course. This was a fascinating tournament all the way down to the end. And Neal Shipley made a tremendous, furious comeback in the final day with 8 under 64 to close, and that got him a one-shot victory on 18 under 270, beating Kevin Doherty and Jorge Fernandez Valdez of Argentina. And it came all the way down to the wire for Shipley, who went off earlier in the day, obviously well back of that 54-hole lead. He came out like a house on fire, 6 under par through the first 6 holes, including an eagle 2 on the par 4 6th hole. He birdied the 9th hole to go out in 29. He birdied the 10th hole to get to 8 under par for the round. And there was some thought that maybe he was threatening a sub-60 round. But unfortunately for him, a double bogey on the par 5 13th put him in a position where he had to kind of claw his way back toward the top of the leaderboard. He birdied 14 for a bounce back. And then on 18, with everything on the line, he made birdie 3 to finalize that round of 64, get him to 18 under 270. That was good enough for him to earn the win over Valdez and Doherty. Austin Smotherman, who is now officially hashtag tour bound, he's one of the PGA Tour next year, with enough points to guarantee he will get there as one of the 20 players at the end of the season in the top 20 in the point standings. He finished tied for 4th with Zach Bouchot, who had a close call last year in the Korn Ferry Tour Championship, presented by United Leasing and Finance on the Pete Dye course at French Lick Resort. He finished tied for 4th along with Pearson Coody, who's been enjoying a great season, Cooper Dossie, and Ross Steelman. Let's hear now from our winner of the Ascendant and a two-time winner this year on the Korn Ferry Tour, Neal Shipley.
It's awesome. It's nice, kind of coming into this 6-week stretch. I knew if I get, 300, 400 more points, I'd have a good chance. And to get it all in one chunk is awesome. And, now we have an opportunity coming down the stretch. We've got a lot of golf courses that I've heard are great for my game. Even, looking down at Scarlet course, in September, there's a lot of courses I know I can win at. So I'm really excited, maybe hopefully pop off a third wind and get on the tour a little bit quicker.
With just 5 regular season events to go and the 4 Korn Ferry Tour finals events, including the Korn Ferry Tour Championship presented by United Leasing and Finance at the French Lick Resort to go in the Korn Ferry Tour season, we now take a look at the point standings with Austin Smotherman remaining in first place with his top 5 finish at the Ascendant at TPC Colorado. He has 1,744, nearly 1,745 points. Johnny Kiefer remains second on the points list at 1,448 points. Hank Lebiota, winner this year in the first event of the year at Atlantis, remains in third on the points list at 1,340 points. Neal Shipley moves up from 10th to 4th place in the standings on the back of his second win of the season. He has 1,307 points. And S.H. Kim rounds out that top 5 at 1,301 points. Another Korn Ferry Tour graduate has won on the PGA Tour. William Mao shot a final round 61, 9 under par to earn the win over Paul Peterson, another Korn Ferry Tour graduate, to win the ISCO Championship at Hurstbourne Country Club just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. It's Williams' first win, gets him a 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour, 300 critical FedEx Cup points, and more importantly has him with a place to play for the next couple of years on the biggest tour in the world.
You've arrived at French Lick Resort, here in Indiana. 2 hotels you have to see to believe. Legendary Golf by Pete Dye and Donald Ross. Our little corner of the world is like nowhere else. Your French Lick getaway starts now at FrenchLick.com.
Our guest this week on the road to French Lick is Ryan French. You might know him as Monday Q Info at Monday Q Info or Case of the Monday on Twitter, X, all the different platforms. He does a tremendous job telling the stories of the tours just outside the reach of the biggest tours in the world, including mini tours and the tours that feed into the Korn Ferry Tour, as well as the stories of guys who are trying to get to the PGA Tour from the Korn Ferry Tour. We caught up with him earlier this year, and just to talk about the excitement that he gets and still has after all these years of covering the Korn Ferry Tour.
Mr. French, welcome to beautiful Greenville, South Carolina, where you are a celebrity this week in the BMW.
Obviously desperate for quote-unquote celebrities, but yeah, I'm super appreciative of being here. It's an awesome place. Really cool.
That's cool. You got a great banter with all the guys. Obviously with the Monday Q stuff, a lot of these guys trying to Monday Q for a lot of things. How do you develop that relationship over the years and sort of maintain it?
Yeah, I mean, the all too serious answer is that, like, you just have to build up trust, right? Like, guys tell you stuff on the record, off the record, and you know, over time, hopefully I've built trust that those things will remain between us or not. And once, you know, over the years, guys have been nice enough to kind of include me in things. And so, yeah, it's important to kind of maintain that. And so it's awesome to see guys and say hello. And yeah, super appreciative of everybody's out here that's helped me get to this point.
Right on. So yesterday was a big day with the U.S. Open qualifier. There's a numerous amount of Korn Ferry fellas playing. You want to reflect on that a little bit and like look at James Nichols. I mean,
yeah,
and Zach Bouchot.
Yeah, talked to James last night. He's on his way here, so he's probably driving to the course right now. Kind of the life of a Korn Ferry member. He's got to get some points before he goes to the U.S. Open. But you know, all these guys, as you know, can play on the PGA Tour. It's just about getting there. And so they have the chance to do it at the U.S. Open. Almost all of them are going to do it. So it would be no surprise to see Korn Ferry guys play well at Oakmont. They all have the ability to do it. You know, it's about handling the moment, and would not be surprised at all to see some of them play well.
You look at the Korn Ferry Tour this year, you have 10 different winners, all under the age of 30.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a young man's game, but I mean, also you have stories like Josh. I saw him on the putting green here. Josh Teeter, you know, his career was almost over, and made a cut down in the Bahamas on a sponsor exemption, and it's changed his life. I mean, I don't want to put the jinx on him, but it looks like he's going to the PGA Tour, back to the PGA Tour at whatever he is, 45 or something. So it's kind of what makes, you know, I've said many times, is Korn Ferry Tour is my favorite tour in the world. And it's stories like that and young guys. You're going to see guys out here, just watch Cole Sherwood hit, like, there's future stars out here, and there's guys grinding their tails off to get back there. So it's awesome.
So what does it mean for you to be a celebrity playing this event this week?
I mean, it's kind of awkward to even be included for people to say that. So that's part of it. But, I mean, it's surreal. I just said to a caddy, Patrick Cover's caddy, is
Max.
Yeah. I just said, you know, like, if there's ever a time I don't appreciate moments like this, then it's time to hang them up. So, you know, I was just hitting balls next to TJ Vogel. TJ and I know each other. TJ has the greatest Monday Q record. It will never be beaten, in my opinion, in the history of golf. And I was hitting balls next to him. And if there's not a moment of like, man, this is pretty cool, I've kind of lost the plot. So it's still cool. I'm a golf nerd at heart, and so to be able to be on the Korn Ferry range and hitting balls next to guys is very, very cool.
Most importantly, how was the swag?
I mean, it's
the
always,
swag bag when you checked in.
Yeah, it's again, it's insane that you have a money clip and you have all the things that I never thought I would be a part of. So, and the swag gets even better at the party coming up. And I mean, it's crazy. It
That's
really
good.
is.
Well, have a great week, man. Thanks for your
Thanks.
time, and we'll see you in French Lick.
Thanks for having me.
Brendan Sweeney joins me from Orlando. And Brendan, we have our second consecutive two-time winner this year on the Korn Ferry Tour. First, it was Austin Smotherman doing it in Springfield, Illinois. Now we've got Neal Shipley doing it in somewhat dramatic fashion in Colorado at altitude at TPC Colorado. And now we've got Neal Shipley at fourth in the points. And he's not officially locked up a PGA Tour card for 2026, but it's a matter of time. He's going to the PGA.
I think all the players are starting to align to see where they're going to wind up. I mean, definitely the top 5 guys who are on the points list right now are pretty much guaranteed to get a card, and then people are going to be jockeying for position on how to get the card out there. But how about Neal Shipley? You know, he started off at James Madison, your neck of the woods, and wound up in my neck of the woods at Ohio State, and it's good and strong, and with him with the Korn Ferry playoffs going through the courses at Ohio State. I mean, he'll have like a definitely home field advantage there, but you know, he or Austin wins one more time, they don't have to worry about it. So they go straight on to the show. So it's exciting. But how does this sound? Neal Shipley comes back from 7 strokes behind to beat Steelman. So he wasn't faking it, man. He 64 in a final round. How good is that?
Yeah, I mean, incredible comebacks all around this weekend, not only on the Korn Ferry Tour, the LPGA Major in France, the final round, the ISCO Championship, where William Mao, who was previously on the Korn Ferry Tour, who shoots 61, and he wins in Kentucky, and he gets himself a 2-year exemption. You got to play all 4 rounds. You play all 4 rounds to the very bitter end, and maybe something cool happens, and it does for Neal Shipley, and he moves from 10th in the point standings to 4th. Austin Smotherman, we already mentioned, he's now officially declared to be tour bound. Hashtag tour bound. He's got a card no matter what the math works out.
Yeah,
and he's the first guy. But a big week for Kevin Doherty as well. Moves up from 74th to 32nd in the point. So he's got himself basically all the way through to the Korn Ferry Tour Championship because of this. I mean, he does. There's no way he's losing that many spots.
Presented by United Leasing and Finance.
Correct. And then Jorge Fernandez Valdez from Argentina had himself a hell of a week. Again, tied for second place, just a shot out of getting to a playoff and maybe winning this thing. But he moves up from 171st in the points to 63rd. And that doesn't put you quite into the finals at French Lick, presented by United Leasing and Finance. But get you pretty close. You only need one more decent week and you're probably there. So we're now at the point in the year with the points that it finally started to kind of accumulate where it becomes very clear who's in a good spot and who's in a tough spot going into the final month and a half of the regular season.
Well, you look at Mitchell Meisner and Pearson Coody and Hank and Smotherman. Those are 4 players with 6 top 10s this year already. So, yeah, they got to crank out the jams, man. They're doing it pretty well.
Yeah, there are lots of ways to do it, but winning doesn't guarantee you anything. Winning twice tends to guarantee you something. We just talked about this with Neal and Austin to a degree. If you win a third time, you get promoted to the PGA Tour. It's called the 3-win promotion. You call it the Battlefield promotion. But there's some intrigue to that. And we had that last year, too, with Matt McCarty. When do you win the third time? Because if you win your third time before the PGA Tour playoffs, it's worth it to go try, right? It's worth it to go try to play those events, see if you get a miracle win, find a way into the playoffs somehow, or just play for the money. But there is value in being number 1 on the points list at the end of the year. So you don't want to take that away from yourself to go play the PGA Tour, because if you're the number 1 on the points list, you get into the Players' Championship, the U.S. Open, you're fully exempt for next year with no exposure at all to what's called the reshuffle. So there is value in being number 1 on this tour at the end of the year.
And then with the playoffs, those are, you win during a playoff situation. That's 600 points. I mean, that you could get caught up pretty good. But if he's up there 650 points above everybody else, why not take it off? Who knows? We'll find out what happens. How about Blades Brown?
Yeah.
I mean, he finished 60th. He's got 222 points for this season. He only needs 15 more points this year to get the special exemption. So we're pulling for him. He's a great story. Good young guy. When he came out, we're like, how old is he? 17.
Yeah.
And he's kicking ass. He's having fun with it, and he's going to be doing great. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he makes a name for himself and gets in the top 70 to come to French Lick.
Yeah, he went Monday qualified for a spot to get into the Ascendant. He put his money on the line to put his name out there. He got in, then he got his cut made, and he's getting closer. I think he would love to get it done in one fell swoop, but if he can get there by the end of the year, it gives himself a great opportunity to then you get yourself potentially into the final series, and who knows what happens, right? You just need one or two really good tournaments down the stretch, and that gets you either status on this tour for next year or for 2 years if you win, or maybe something you get to the PGA Tour directly, and that's awesome as well. So there's still a whole lot to play for Blades Brown, for everybody, of course, coming down the stretch here. So we're getting closer to the end of the regular season. The interesting thing to me is we went, 16 events, 17 events without a two-time winner. And now we've done it back-to-back, and now we've kind of started to pile up enough winners that it seems more likely we'll get more multiple-time winners this year. It's been really interesting to watch that, and now, like you said, we're threatening to have someone, either Austin or Neal currently, get a 3-win promotion and get themselves to the PGA Tour right out of this.
I think it's really exciting, and we can't wait. Obviously, we're happy as heck in French Lick, Indiana. They have these guys coming back. But with that being said, there's a lot of golf out there, and any week, anybody could sting. It's going to pile up, and I think to get into that top 20, and we talk about it every week, where you have, from last year, you have 30 guys. Now it gets dropped down to 20, and then from the PGA Tour going from 125 to 100, those 25 guys are going to be coming down the road next year. So it's going to be that more competitive. And if you get your card this year, that's 25 guys you don't have to deal with coming off the PGA Tour. So
that's a point. That's a really good point of, hey, if you can get it now and not have to worry about the influx of talent that's going to come down to the Korn Ferry Tour, at least you got that kind of head start for 2026. Get everything in front of you to get in that top 100. Just keep your card. I mean, that's the biggest challenge coming off the Korn Ferry Tour, is keeping your card. If you can keep it, then you get another year to play the whole schedule. You get another chance at all of those courses. You find the places you like. You learn to travel. You do all the stuff that we don't really kind of talk about day to day, but that the players know is almost as important to their success inside the ropes as anything else that they do.
Got it. We'll see what happens, especially this week. The price cutter is going to be at Highland Springs Country Club out in Springfield, Missouri. Last year, Sam Bennett, who we haven't heard of this year at all, he had a tied, T3, and then Shad Tootin, Doc Redmond, and Chandler Bichette, they all had top 15. So hopefully they shift gears and start getting things going. Chandler's playing great. He's got a great chance of getting up in the top 20 with his French Lick bag, we should say. We like that, but who knows? Hey, going off that, we got 4 guys playing in the Open this week with Brian Campbell, Aldrich, Polkeider, and then Matt McCarty, who didn't, play at French Lick, and then Carlos Ortiz. So with that being said, you got a couple graduates from the Korn Ferry Championships presented by United Leasing and Finance playing in the Open. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a great week. I mean, I know that a lot of people will be focused on the Open Championship this week, and I totally understand why. But there's still a lot of important stuff that gets to happen this week in Springfield, Missouri. And hopefully the people who are playing in Springfield, Missouri can kind of reflect on that, say, hey, if I have another good 6 weeks, 10 weeks to finish out the season, I might have a chance to go do that next year in the Open Championship and get access to the oldest, coolest tournament in the world.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's see what happens, Ryan. We wish you all the best this week, and we look forward to catching up. I'm heading to Chicago next week for the NV5, so we're going to track down some players, get some good interviews, going back to my hometown, which should be pretty cool, eat some food, and see some old friends. I'm only there for 24 hours, so I'll be in and out, which is good.
Well, you got to jam it all in there and have yourself a good time and keep talking to more winners, because it seems like that's all you do whenever you pick somebody that wind up winning either on the PGA Tour or the Korn Ferry Tour this year. So
well, I tell you what, I think if we're going to circle one guy, and I think I brought him up a couple times before, but Ian Holt, I think he is under the radar and he's ready to sting. And hopefully we'll track him down this week and give him the business, see what happens.
All right, we'll see if we can give him the Road to French Lick rub and get him to a Korn Ferry Tour title and a PGA Tour card for next year. See what we can do.
All
Brendan,
right.
thanks as always. Appreciate you, and we'll talk soon.
Peace out, brother. Be well.
That'll do it for us this week on the Road to French Lick. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it. The next event on the Korn Ferry Tour schedule is the Price Cutter Charity Championship, played in Springfield, Missouri. This is one of the longest running, best tenured events on the Korn Ferry Tour schedule, and we'll have a show for you soon after that event concludes. For Brendan Sweeney and everyone at the French Lick Resort, I'm Ryan Ballengee. For everyone at Golf Newsnet, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the Road to French Lick.
French Lick, Indiana, our little corner of the world, has big things waiting. It's where legends were made, on the court and on the course. Walter Hagen, Colin Montgomery, Betsy Rawls, and Mickey Wright. It's where life is lived to the fullest, and where unexpected adventures are around every corner. Big things are waiting. Are you in? Visit FrenchLick.com and start your escape here in Indiana.